Hello there. Welcome back to episode 4. So, the differences for this one is like the first 8 minutes of the episode are different. Like, the first part before the intro was technically from the Singularity 4, the London Singularity. That's what I'm going to show now, and I may just like leave it hanging on, like because like at least to show context on like what's happening. If you want to know the servants who appeared in order from the episode, it was from Sakata Kintoki, Tamamo no Mae, William Shakespeare, and Mordred. All 4 servants appeared from the London Singularity, except Mordred didn't get defeated by Solomon. She stayed all the way to the end in the game at least, although the other 3 definitely got destroyed. And to be fair, that's like the culmination of like, if you didn't see the game, there was one servant that was missing from the game that didn't appear in the anime, and that was Anderson. And he explained like what was the difference between Solomon and the rest of them basically. And I wonder if I will be able to show it. That's why I'm somewhat stalling, because I really want to show the context. And that context is that Solomon is a grand class servant. That's way different from the normal class servants which we're used to right now. And he does explain what's the difference between a grand class servant to a normal class servant. So he's like the grand class caster. He's like the top of the caster servants. And there's like 7 servants who are like the top of their classes. And I don't know, I really don't want to spoil this, but there is a grand servant that's gonna be coming up soon, at least in this anime, because if you've seen this in the game, then you know who's coming, and he is a grand servant. So I hope that's actually enough for the context to show in the clip at least that I'm going to leave for the video. So, and then the second part, that was like in the 8-minute difference from the opening episode, which was basically after the intro. It's basically when Mash and Ritsuka were having a conversation. And I don't really, in my opinion, this is different from the conversation like anime in the game, and that's because of the context appearing from the singularity that it appeared in. And this appeared in the Orleans singularity. This is basically after Fuyuki, basically the second singularity that Ritsuka goes to. It's basically the singularity with Jeanne d'Arc, Marie Antoinette, Jeanne d'Arc author, but to be fair, this one's different from the Jeanne d'Arc author we know. This was before she became a servant. And then there was Wolfgang Amadeus and Georgius, basically. Those are the only servants that I can remember right now at least. And the conversation from both of them are different, but the only thing I can get a similarity about it is the choice. It's like talking about the choice. I don't know if I'm like what I'm saying is being said correctly, but it's just the way they say it. Like, we have a choice on who do we save and who do we love, basically. That's what I think at least. And I hope that I can at least show that fully in the context wise to give like context between the differences at least. So, going past the 8 minutes mark, where we then go to the singularity, where it's like really similar now to the game. We're basically going to talk about the differences. So here it goes. I forgot this to say in my original recording, but another difference that I saw was that in the game we meet the old man alone, while in the anime we meet the old man with Mash and Fo with us. That's another difference. We don't do a practice battle with Ushiwakamoru and Benge before leaving Uruk for basically after Gilgamesh gives us the clearance to go spread our wings, so we don't have to just stay. So basically, we just don't stay at Uruk and we can spread our foot and explore more. So we also don't get any dialogues about the gods of demonic beasts and the myths around it, and that's basically during the part where Merlin was discussing about like the Babylonia's dragons. Like, I forgot their name, but that was basically around that part, but they'll just talk about it later, probably. So, the next difference is basically when we first meet Jaguar Man, and the NA version of the game is called Jaguar Warrior, and to be fair, it's not a man, it's a she. We didn't fight Jaguar Man in the first meeting, like in the game. Anna just like went straight towards her, she ran, that's it. Next up is Merlin's confrontation with the villagers of Ur. This confrontation is different from the game because they took it around nighttime, I think, because it looks like the sun was setting and it's rainy, so. And during the game though, Merlin confronted them basically a few moments after meeting the villagers. You can see like it's still sunlight, but to be fair, it rarely changes the... they do change the weather basically. It's like changing from nighttime to morning time. We'll see it in the other CGs basically from the game. And then next up is Jaguar Man didn't take off their hood, unlike the game, which is basically the second battle. Some lines were cut. Honestly, when I say some lines are cut, it's just it. So I really don't want to say those are the main differences because those will be the differences. Like, some lines will be the same, some lines will be cut, that's just how it goes, so... I just really gotten tired of saying some lines get cut and stuff, so... I'll only say it when there's something about it. In the future, at least. Next up, I destroyed Jaguar Man, to be fair, in the game. Mash and Anna didn't get beat up as much as in the anime, and to be fair, it's like showing of power between a goddess, basically. And that's good enough, I would say. Because Jaguar Man just destroyed Anna and Mash basically during that part. And after that, when we were escaping, when we were escaping Jaguar Man, our exit from the anime and the game are different. In the anime, Merlin teleported us to safety, while in the game, at least from what it says in the lines, we ran away until we were out of the jungle, with Anna driving Jaguar off every time she caught up because she's really fast. Lastly, and this is spoilers though, in the anime, this is where we ended with like looking back at Ur and going back to Uruk. But in the game, this is spoilers again, and I'll just leave it for like 3 seconds before I speak again. We returned back to Uruk to tell Gilgamesh about the situation, and you can probably guess what his reaction to it was, and that's pretty much how the chapter ends. This is basically, in the game, this is basically chapter 5, the whole duration of chapter 5, with some differences between the game and the anime. The game begins with a different opening, like for chapter 5, and in the anime, we get an opening that's like a recollection of like other singularities, which is nice, I would say. Nice cameos from the other servants, but they got beat. Sucks. So, and we can show on the map now, since last episode we didn't really go anywhere, so now we went from Uruk to this land to Ur. No, wait. We went from Uruk to the jungle, then to Ur, then we just reversed our way back. That's how it goes. So, that should be it. Hope you guys liked this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye. Sorry if this may be a late video, because it definitely took me a while to find all the clips. Like, trying to find, like, to piece each other where they came from.